Ozzie's new friend and the secret cake adventure once upon a time. On a soft sunny afternoon, Ozzie the little cavuta wagged his tail with excitement. "Where are we going today, Dad?" he seemed to say with his bright eyes and bouncy steps. "We're visiting an old friend of mine," Dad said, clipping on Ozzie's leash. "And guess what, they have a little dog too." Ozzie's ears perked up. A new dog friend? That sounded like the best idea ever. Off they went, trotting happily to the car. Ozzie loved car rides, especially when he could stick his head out the window and feel the wind blow through his soft fur. When they arrived, the smell of food filled the air, meaty, smoky, sweet, and warm. Dad's friend opened the door, and right behind him, a tiny dog came running out, barking in the funniest little voice. "Meet Chili," the friend said. Chili was a mix between a Chihuahua and a Pomeranian, with tiny paws, fluffy fur like a dandelion, and a tail that spun in circles like a windmill. Ozzie and Chili sniffed each other carefully, like polite little gentlemen. And just like that, woof, they were best buddies. "Let's play," said Chili, and the two zoomed around the garden like rockets. Then sniff, sniff, they both caught a delicious smell. "Pig bones," Ozzie gasped. There they were, big, juicy pig bones on a special dog plate under the table. Ozzie and Chili dove in, munching and chewing like two little vacuum cleaners. Crunch, crunch, choo-choo. After snack time, they got some doggy treats, chicken jerky for Ozzie and tiny salmon cubes for Chili. "Best dinner party ever," Ozzie mumbled through a mouthful of jerky. Meanwhile, the humans were laughing at the table. Dad was eating something round and creamy. "Cake," Ozzie whispered to Chili. "Let's investigate." While everyone was busy chatting and sipping drinks, Ozzie tiptoed quiet as a feather over to the table. He peeked up and saw the most magical thing, a slice of cake with thick white cream, just sitting there. He gave it a gentle lick, then a bigger lick, then oops, his nose knocked over a little glass. It spilled a tiny bit of something that smelled very strange, kind of like burnt apples and socks. Burnt apples, EWW, but just one curious lick. Bleck. Ozzie scrunched his nose. That was not whipped cream. That was Dad's soju. Chili barked with laughter. Feeling a little dizzy, Ozzie plopped down in a blanket and let out a huge yawn. Before Dad could even say, "Time to go," Ozzie was already snoring softly. They drove home gently, with Ozzie curled up like a cinnamon roll in the back seat. That night, back in his cozy bed, Ozzie dreamed of pig bones, cake clouds, and a tiny fluff ball called Chili zooming through a world made of snacks. "Good night, little adventurer," Dad whispered as he tucked Ozzie in. And Ozzie, still smiling in his sleep, gave one final little snore.